That's its like intermediate. Oops. There we go. Right. Me finding Utah. Well, let's I'm gonna hi, welcome. My name, oh gosh, nobody wants. Well, hi, I'm Vanessa and I run Quilts for Survivors, and I am here in my home studio space creating. We have a couple of sew-alongs that we'll be doing this year. One of them being the Possibilities quilt by Charisma Horton. You'll get the pattern and follow along, and you can sew along with us as we do that. I don't have all my blocks made for the first month of January here. Some of them made. And I'm going to sew this block together just to get it out of the way. I'm still waiting for some fabrics to come in. I thought I had enough of the colors, and I wanted to, just to make it easier on myself. If she asked for a green, then I wanted to use a green, or a blue, or a red, or whatever. So that it's too big. So it would be easier to follow along and not be changing everything up and making it harder on myself, trying to remember what was what. So we made these on the 2nd. So these together on the 2nd. So my sew-alongs are not necessarily a class or a tutorial. They're more like, let's make this together. I'm going to sew it and follow the instructions as I see them written and how I've done things in the past. And then oh my God, hey, it's 2026 and I started my first ever paper piece project. Thank you for inspiring me. I might get it in over my head trying LOL. Perfect. That's awesome. Good for you. Always good to try something new. That's how we learn. That's how we grow. That's how we create new and fun things. You don't know. You can't try. So this is all foundation paper piecing, and it's the Possibilities quilt. I keep saying I'm going to share a picture of it, and I haven't. I'll have to do that. And I feel that this is, professional development because I'm a quilter and my profession is quilting. So this helps me to be a better quilter by trying new and fun things. Have you heard of Legit Kits? Yes, there are kits out there that you can get. And just, I would go, there are some foundation papers that I would love to do, but holy man, they're like intense. I am actually going to start one in the next little bit here. I tried to print it here at home and it didn't work, so I'm going to print it at work. I think I would have run out of paper. I think it was 42 pages or something. Anyways, I'm going to print it at work and I'm going to start it. It's all foundation paper and it's probably the most intense I've ever done. So it's a portrait of Michael Jackson. So we'll see how that goes. It's for a fundraiser for the Quilts for Survivors. So we'll see how that goes. But I'll do some of that here online with all of you. And I'm going to start using doing a little bit on YouTube as well, so you can follow us there. And don't forget to like and share and subscribe and all of those things. Because I come live very randomly when I have time. I'm a busy mom and a busy business person. And so we made these foundation blocks. They're pretty simplistic. We made these on the 2nd, and I'm just going to continue to sew them throughout the month. Now, that's not what I want to work on tonight, but I do want to sew its block together before it gets too crazy. And then I'll make some more pieces. Maybe I'll do 1 or 2 pieces in a night or something just to kind of keep up with it. I know Some of you have major blocks for this so long, and some of you are working on your blocks. I have to make 4 more, 2 of each block, but I want to cut some fabric for the 100 blocks, the 100 modern blocks. That's, where's that? I put it somewhere. Oh, there's a rotary cutter. Or a seam ripper, sorry. I don't think I put my notes. I'm sure. I made the first block of the 100 blocks in this book here by Tula Pink. So I'm making all of those. And trying to make them before June. So definitely have a lot of days. I'm a bit behind, not behind, but a little bit like I'd like to have maybe a few more blocks. It's 4th. I would have liked to have 2 or 3 blocks already. I want to kind of get a running start so that when life gets a little hectic, I'll have, some extra blocks made. But when I cut a bunch and so that's sewn together now. I don't think I turned it on. Well, I did turn it on. So we make some more of these foundation paper blocks as the month goes on. We'll make a few more of those. There's 6 blocks total for the first month. And then we'll come back together at the beginning of February and make some more blocks. And we'll sew some of them together, and then we will continue on with them throughout the month in our own spare time, because we have so much of that. Be great. Okay. So there's my second one. It's the same colors as the last one. The only thing that I've changed is this was supposed to be a light blue, but I had this really nice light green and I had a lot of yardage. So I wanted to include that. So I've done a bit of cleaning up in my studio space here today. I think you can kind of see. I've taken a bit of time to tidy up and organize, move some stuff around. So my shelf over here looks, oops, let me move that. My shelf over there looks a little cleaner, a little tidier, a little easier to see. I took all my bolts off of it because they seemed like they were just too heavy for that. And then over here, I have some bins and some fabric, and I have a few other things to kind of move around. I have a couple of quilts sitting on the chair there that need to be bound. I need some binding, but I got to make some binding. And then the only thing I don't like is this cupboard here. Looks great, but with the stuff piled on it, it covers a lot of that design wall behind it. But you know what? Maybe it won't bother me as much as I think it will. I'm kind of like, no, I'm losing my design wall, but we'll figure it out. So I'm going to cut some blocks for, with my Tula Pink fabric here. Now the blocks in this, particular no, all right. The blocks are in this particular book, the 100 Modern Blocks. They are 6.5 inches. They're all the same size. So they're not overly big. Hi, Laura. They're not too small. Okay, so I will finish the possibilities quilt as the month goes on. I just don't feel like paper piecing anything this evening. So I'm not going to do it. I can save it for another evening, another night. I don't need to stress myself out about it. I'm just going to kind of put this all back together. I still have 2 blocks, 2 of each to make. So I made this block here. I'll just fold it up. I made these 2. I need to make these 2 and these 2, but I don't have any orange for this one, and I just haven't started yet. I think I have all the colors for that one. I don't know if I have my green yet either. I don't know what green that was. I think I'll do. So the sew along, this is the sew along. Okay. And I keep saying I'm going to post something about that, and I will. I've been a little preoccupied with everything, and the holidays kind of wore me out. All right. So let's we'll move some stuff around. Let's get started here. I don't think I need. Okay, let's get started. So our next block is block 2, and we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 colors. Okay. All right. So I think we're going to use some Wonder Clips to keep my blocks together, organized, because I'm going to cut a few of them. I may not sew any. Hopefully I'll get to sew. Sorry, my glasses are really dirty. Hopefully I'll get to sew at least one. I do have to go to work tomorrow, back at work. I can't give you all the cutting sizes for this because it's not my pattern. Hi, Barb. Hi. You know what? I find it hard to say people's names because I don't want to say it wrong, right? So don't forget to like and follow and share. That's important. It helps us get somewhere and move on. And we have lots of good things going on at the studio. So stay tuned for all of that. Keep track, follow along. Okay, so we need a solid pink, which I'm sure I can find in here, a solid pink. Okay, so these are just scraps. Maybe I'm gonna do. Move that out of the way. And I haven't cut anything for the Stash Buster challenge yet. I'm going to cut some. I just haven't done it as of yet. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to dump these out over here, just so that we can get to what we need. All right, so let's grab some backwards here. Okay, so we need solid pink, a solid purple, and like a brown or something, or gray, or even a dark green would work. Just kind of following the colors that she has, but not perfectly. You don't have to match up perfectly. And I'm only using Tula Pink fabric for this book to do these. So that's a purple. That's kind of fun. Oh, there's this purple. How much do I need? Oh, this might work, actually. This might be good for the purple. So let me grab that. That's one of the bases. Now I need a solid pink and possibly a brown, but I don't think she actually has a brown. I'm going to use this. How wide is it? Oh, it's just, okay. They're not super big. So I think I can use that. Okay. And then a solid pink. I still haven't found a solid pink. Or even a pink with something on it. This might work. Or no, I'm going to go with this fairy flake. And then I need two other. Well, that was supposed to be a solid. It's not really solid. Hang on. Oh, let's go with these dots as opposed to the fairy flakes. Because that's more of a almost a solid, not quite a solid. Okay. And then we need two prints. Oh, I think I'm going to use, how big are they? Thanks. I'm going to use these. At least I can cut to the right size. So I'm going to use those as one of my solids. And then I need another solid. Oh. Let's use this color. This color would be just great. So I'm going to use this bin and then I'll start with, I have, I think, 3 bins of scraps. I think this one has the smallest that smallest scraps. I'm going to use that first to use up my Tula Pink scraps. You had a book stand. Hang on a second. No. I did have a book stand. No, it's not the best, but hopefully it'll hold my book. I think the top is too heavy and the bottom is heavy enough to hold it, but it seems to be working. Okay. So we're going to do corners and we're going to set. We've got some beautiful back. Okay. Hi, Missy. We're making block number 2 of the Tula Pink 100 modern blocks. So I'm going to cut a bunch and then I'm going to sew them. I noticed, wait a sec. I decided to just turn all my scraps into HSTs and fill a bin with them. Done that. I actually have a bin. These are cutoffs of HSTs and I'm separating them by size. I'm going to use these books and make things with them. So that's what I'm doing. But there's lots of things you can do with all of your scraps for sure. All right. So just a reminder, these are unedited videos. These are just live videos. I'm not really teaching you specifically anything specific. I'm just sewing blocks together. What's the book you're working on? It's 100 Modern Blocks by Tula Pink. No, you didn't miss anything. I am on late. We watched an episode on a show and then I came up to sew for it before heading to bed. So, we have to get the kids ready, school tomorrow. And, that was right. Okay. So that's the first block. So you didn't miss anything. I am on late. I usually sew until 9, but with everything else that was going, this just seemed like the best time to come on with trying to get the kids ready for bed and all of that. I need 4 of these. I hope I get 4. This isn't wide enough. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to trim this down. We're going to get our cut of this. So no, you didn't miss anything. I am starting late too. I haven't really done anything. I cleaned up in here though. I cleaned up in my sewing room, moved some stuff around. So as I move the video around, you'll see a little bit of cleaning that I've done. So I am taking part in the declutter challenge with Just Get It Done Quilts. She's on YouTube. You can go and check her out. I just bought a book of blocks because I'm moving from. Okay, there you go. Wonky quilting to traditional quilting. There you go. There's lots of options out there. Sewing for sure. Okay, so this needs to be that by. I don't think I need this way through. I just love to piece. I love traditional piecing. I always follow a pattern, I think. Or some parts of a pattern to make something. There's 4. Then I need this one to be this. Oh no, this is wider. A second. This is, how wide is this? Okay, so I need it to be, maybe we'll just what we need it to be. I think it's pretty straight. It looks pretty straight. So I'm going to trim that. Those can be used again later. We're gonna cut it straight here, perfect. And then that there and there. That might be too small to even bother keeping. Okay, then this needs to be 4 of these. Okay, so we need to cut this. Oh, I can just cut this, I think. I'm just gonna cut this and then subcut it. So cut it at what I need it to be. And then cut it. Oops. 3 and 4. Okay, and then this one needs, I don't think I need all those pieces, even though I ironed them all. How wide is this? This is the size I need it to be. Okay, so 2.5 by. So I'm gonna cut a couple of blocks. I don't know how many. I'll cut a few. And then I will sew one, hopefully one, at least one together. Maybe I don't need a clip. Maybe I'll put a clip. Just so I don't lose these on. Guess I have to stick them close together. So there's all the pieces for block number 2. I guess I should put a little, I feel like I should put something on it to mark that it's 2. Right. But maybe I'll be okay. Let's go to block number 3. Oh, they fussy cut the center. Ooh. I'll show you the block here, just a second. So this is block number 3. Ooh. See how they fussy cut that center? Isn't that beautiful? I can just see it. Okay. Let's see. I'm doing a lot of beadwork right now, working on a Victorian crazy quilt. Oh my goodness. Oh, handwork, sorry. A lot of handwork. Oh, that's crazy. Good for you though. That's awesome. Those are crazy, crazy and wild. So don't forget to like and share and follow, subscribe, whatever you have to do so that you can come on live whenever I'm live. So let's get something with polka dots because that seems to be one of the colors that we need. I'm going to use this fun color right here. Fun, fun, fun. Okay, then we need to fussy cut the center. So let's find something that's worth fussy cutting. The center. I saw something. Well, it's not big enough. That's not big enough. If I need to, I'll go find something, but I should be able to find something in here. Ooh. How big is his face? This guy's face right here. And then draw colors from there. I think this is big enough. It's easier to fussy cut something. You have the right ruler to just cut. Okay. Okay, so that's one piece that we need in our third block. This one we need a couple of pieces, or I might need a bit more of that. We have more of that. Bright orange polka dot, just because it has a few more pieces than I thought it did to cut. So let me see if I can find some more bright orange polka dot. Oh, I need this. I need this orange in there. It's just, I love Tula Pink solid orange. It's such a beautiful color. I should buy both of that. And it's so pretty. I don't see any more at the moment, but that doesn't mean I don't have any. Oh, yes, here's some more. Oh, here's a little bit more. Okay. Alrighty. Thank you. Okay, so there's more polka dots. But I didn't realize I needed two cuts from that one. Oh, that's not even the polka dot one. Oh, that was a totally different color. That is okay. That wasn't the polka dots anymore. This reddish print. Is there a red? There's more orange. That's a different orange. Maybe more of this. Oops. My chair gets stuck. How big are the pieces that I need? Oops. Yeah, this might work. Really like this color. I don't think it's the same as the bolts that I don't think it's the same. No, it's not. It's for okay. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need one more color like a yellow. Like a yellow it shows. It doesn't have to be yellow, but ooh, I'm gonna use this bright greeny color. I don't know if that'll work, but it's not a good color for that. Does it go with? I think it'll work. Or it could be a bright, like a blue. Ooh, I'm gonna go with the blue instead. Because that's not really in there. Okay. All of these fabrics have been used before, so I'm sure they have some kind of a spray on them or something. So I'm just focusing on touching them again. Thank you. I really love my machine. Her name is Helen. She's named after my grandmother. And I love her. She's a good machine. She's a Viking Brilliant 75Q. And she works like a charm. I bought her in 2019. November, December of 2019. All right. So don't forget, this is also on YouTube. So you can go back and see things. I have a brother, but she's a bit loud. Oh, that's too bad. There are some machines that are loud, some machines that are super quiet, and some machines that are super fast. So you got to get what works for you. So out of this reddish orangey color, we need to cut 8 pieces. 8 pieces. Oh, it is. Oh, this is the right size. Okay, so I'm gonna need 4 of another piece. So let's get this straight first. I'm probably gonna sew until about 10 o'clock. But I'll probably on for about an hour. Because then I just have, I gotta get to bed. I gotta work tomorrow. Oh, I had a good time off, but I do have to get to. Unfortunate. Now this isn't. Okay, wait. I'm gonna cut this to what I need it to be. So if I cut it like this, I just want to get it nice and straight. Okay, let's see. I think I cut it right to get all my pieces in one shot. And it's, yeah. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And we're done with, we need, well, we need I'm gonna cut this. We need to do this then. That's too thin. I can go back in the pile. By cutting it that way, I don't have to move my fabric in order to cut anything. There are some long little. Okay, so I got 8 of those. Those look absolutely phenomenal. Okay. Then, well, today's the 4th, so I'm gonna cut up to 4. I cut the 3 and I cut the square piece. Now I need the orange piece without the dots. And I need the same thing I needed last time. I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna trim off that top. Then we're going to cut it at little increments. Excuse me, to get what we need. There we go. So again, if I missed your comment, I apologize. I am just, so focused on what I'm doing. So now we're doing this one, and we need it to be 5. Okay, so the same piece. And I usually cut my pieces nice and straight, but today, because they are scraps, I'm not too worried about how I cut into it. Usually I try to, cut a clean edge. So it's a nice piece like this is. I'm not too worried about that right at the moment because it's scraps and I'm cutting really tiny pieces. And I'm just going to keep cutting tiny pieces. So I think it'll just be better if I just cut it. So there's no instructions to these blocks in the book, this 100 Modern Blocks by Tula Pink. It is just really basic. Like there's a diagram. It shows you how to sew it together, and that's it. There's no reading instructions. There's just the cutting and then the assembly picture. That's it. So if you're new, it might be harder to follow. I don't know. I don't know if it's hard to follow. I don't feel like it's hard to follow. I'm just going to cut this straight. It's one edge. I'm going to line it up here. And cut it as straight as possible. Okay. We want it to be that side, and we need 4. 2 and 4. Okay. So that's done. On block 3. So this is the book that I'm using. Okay. And I'm going to make all the blocks before June. End of June. Well, I would even like to make them at the beginning. It'll be done by the beginning of June. As we have quilt camp. So we're very busy. So it looks like we need a dark purple again. I mean, we don't have to follow it exact. I might use this. This looks like a fun print to put in it. Okay, it's a fussy cut center again, so something fun. What if I make it with dinosaurs on it? Ooh, I think so. Okay. I'm going more pinky with this than I had and originally anticipated, but you know what? It is what it is. Okay. Hmm. How many pieces do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, might be thick enough. No. Good. Just some. Maybe that's no. No, I'm gonna do this. But that matches that. I could stick this in the 4 corners, I think. Yeah, I should be able to fit in the 4 corners. I think. I don't know what I was putting in the corners, but we could put that in the corners. We could just do it however you want. Wow, I love your fabric. Oh, thank you. It's all Tula Pink fabric, so I can't take any credit for it because it's just leftover. So that pile over there, it's a bunch of scraps. And I'm trying to use up the smallest scraps first, and then I'll move on to the other bins that I have of her scraps as well. And I'm going to sew some blocks together. I'm trying to make 100 blocks in 6 months. It's kind of my goal. So we'll see how it goes. So this needs to be, I'm just going to make a strip and then subcut what I need from the strip. Because I think that's the best use of this piece of fabric. Because cutting it all wonky and weird just to do that. So we'll get it nice and straight. And then we will. Bam. There we go. Okay. So now that we've got it cut, I'm going to cut my thin piece first. Because that's the measurement I need for both cuts of this particular print. And then I need 4. Use this ruler right here. 4 at. I can't give you the sizes because it's not my book, but you can grab Tula Pink Modern Blocks. You can grab that from wherever you buy your quilting books. Okay. I'm just throwing everything back in the pile. And what book are you using? Right there. 100 Blocks by Tula Pink. Okay, so then the next one is the corner, which I was going to use this for the corner. And they are blah by blah. Make sure this is nice and straight. These are for the corners. These are 6.5-inch blocks. So the pieces are kind of tiny, but not unbearable. I don't think. And I'm just going to make them all different. I have no idea what I'm doing with them at the end. I might do a wall hanging. I might do a couple of wall hangings. I don't know. I haven't decided. I could do some placemats. I could mix it up and make a bunch of different things. So this is what I want for, oh, I don't think I pressed this. Okay. We're still salvage. Here we go. That's not that wide, don't it? What is it? I'm gonna do that cut just 2 and get 2. Change, move it up. Now both edges that are a little fraying. Okay. Oh, $100 equals 50,000 TikTok coins. Oh my goodness. Thanks for sharing that. All right, I don't know if that's a person or something else. These are the same size as the other one. Okay, so I'm gonna trim it. Oh, it's wide enough. This one is wide enough. Yeah, it's high enough. So I'm gonna cut it this way. I'm always trying to cut the pieces the best way that I can. So I get the best use of the fabric. Without cutting it and making it into use, right? Cutting it too small. So there's that. And then this is fussy cut at, oh, it's tiny. It's just tiny. I could even get this little guy. So I'm gonna fussy cut this little guy right out of. There we go. Just toss that back in the pile. Okay. So we've cut whatever, it doesn't matter. Our 4 fab we cut. What does fussy cut mean? It means that out of the fabric, I'll show you. Thank you for asking. Out of the fabric, okay, so instead of just cutting a 2.5-inch square out of the fabric, just cutting a strip and then subcutting it into a square, I placed my 2.5-inch square directly where I wanted to cut. So I made sure that my T-Rex is right in the middle, and when I sew it, I don't lose his head, his tail, his feet, anything. And that's a fussy cut. You can buy rulers that, excuse me, are designed to show you where your stitch line would be at the 1/4 inch. And then this way you have exactly what you want. You're welcome. Thanks for asking. You don't know unless you ask, right? I don't do it often, but this block number 4, you can see they fussy cut that ship into there. Okay. So now we're going to start with block 2. And we're going to sew it together. So we're going to lay it out. I don't know if all the blocks will be made this way, but so far, the one that I made, it's laid out in quadrants. So you're actually sewing the same thing, and then you just rotate it, I think. So that is rotated. Yeah. So then it's this here, with this here. This goes on that side. Then this goes on that side, and this goes on the bottom. So we're going to sew 4 of these, and then we're going to rotate them around and make a bigger one finished block with 4 little blocks inside. So essentially, you're making a full patch. So I love to chain piece. Chain piece means I don't cut my threads in between. I take one set of fabrics to sew together. My needle drops and I just sew the next piece. So I don't cut my threads. And I don't get all the long thread after I done. And then I sew either another block or a leader and ender. So I wasn't sure what my next project would be, but now that I'm making this Michael Jackson one, I think that's my next project. But it's foundation paper, so you can't chain piece with foundation paper. You can't stick rooters and enders. So makes it a little bit tricky for me. So now we're going to sew this to this. So this to this side. So if I did all my measurements right, this should be the exact length it needs to be. I'm sewing correctly and cutting correctly. It can be a little tricky. It took me years to realize how to get a good 1/4 inch. Well, I am taking part in the Just Get It Done Declutter Challenge. Just Get It Done Quilts Declutter Challenge. And today was getting rid of books. Making space in your sewing room for books. How much, how many shelves do you want to fill with books? And I don't have a lot of books, and the ones I have, I'm okay with. So I have some stored over here with projects that I want to make, and then I have some just stored on my pressing table, and that seems to work for me. All right, that seems to work very well for me and for what I need. And I haven't really bought any new books recently. I bought a couple last year, but I still plan to make things with them, like the Long Cult book and all that stuff. Someone said something. Someone said one. I'm not sure what that means. So I didn't really have to, going through my books wasn't really much work. Because they're not taking up too much room. And I didn't find it too difficult. Magazines, same thing. I don't subscribe to any magazines. I'll do one bookshelf. Oh, that's a great plan. And then I don't subscribe to any magazines. Once in a while, I might pick up a magazine, but it has to have something in it, and I have to want to make it. So now I haven't been picking up a lot of magazines because what's the point? And I feel like I just get them and then they sit on the shelf and I never do anything with them. So I didn't have to go through my magazines because I don't subscribe to anything. So the few that I have sitting around, some of them have pattern in it for that a quilt kit that I have that I need to make. It's going really well. Then we are going, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all the things, follow, whatever. All important things to do. I do come on live, but I do come on randomly. So that would, if you turn on your notifications, then they'll be notified when I post something or share something. All right. So we are doing that. Tomorrow, the first block of the Quilty Life, I almost forgot what it's called, block comes out for They're So Long. So I'll be hopefully be able to print it, maybe cut the fabrics in the morning and see how it works. But don't ask me how many thumb drives I have quilting and embroidery files. Oh, I believe it. I believe it. They do, she does, I think later on ask you about things digitally. Because I have a ton of like patterns saved here and there. Some of them are free. Oh, that scared me. It's a cat. Everybody's sleeping. The kids are sleeping. I think the dog's sleeping. Just one cat walking around. Everybody is sleeping. I'm gonna crawl into bed there soon, but not quite. I did need to get a little bit of sewing done today. I didn't get the decorations put away. I thought I'd undecorate the house. Maybe I'll do that after work. Just we need to get rid of some energy. Do that or Tuesday. I can do it Tuesday too. So trim, and then we'll set the seams and press. So set and press. Set. Now we've made 4 little quadrants or units or whatever you want to call it. I'm actually going to put a clapper on it just for a moment, just to kind of get it to lay nice and flat. Okay, some good apple juice. All right, now, so this is the little block that I've made. It's tiny. It's very tiny. I think it's 3.5. Yep. Should be 3.5. Okay. So then we're going to lay it out and we're just going to rotate it around so that our square is always in the corner. Oops, in the corner. Yep. Yeah, because that goes like that and that goes like that. That's perfect. Then we're going to sew it together. And it should be, they're all 6.5 when they're done. So there's a 6.5-inch ruler. Oh heavens, that's tiny. Oh, it is kind of tiny, I guess. I don't know. I made a block. Oh my gosh. It was a bear paw block. And it was, I don't know, I think it was less than 2 inches or 2.5 inches or something. Very tiny. I put it in a block I showed them because they were talking about tiny. And I said, here, look at this tiny thing. And they're like, how did you make them? Like, I don't know. Just sew it together. And it was traditional thinking about the foundation. So now we're going to open this up and we're just going to sew it together. So I think we're going to press one this way and one the other way. So just lining it up, the top and down the side, making sure you like it straight. Oh, that looks good. Okay, so I'm gonna set my seam, which just means it takes a piece unopened, give it a little bit of heat, and then I open it. Just so that everything can lay really nice and real flat. Okay. All right, so now now this will just fit on this. I might need to get a bit bigger. So I'm going to use my rotating mat. Oh, I think my blades might be getting low. Yeah, I think it is getting a little dull. Goodness. Okay. Oh, there's block number 2. Isn't that cute? I think it's cute. I think it's super cute. Okay, so that's block number 2. So we've got 3 and 4. Let's see what we can sew next. There's block 3 right here. Use my little tab. Oh, that works. Block number 5 is super cute. Okay. So block number, whatever number this is. This is block number 3. So a fussy cut block in the center. I'll move it down a little bit so it doesn't go out of the screen. 4 corners are orange with these polka dots. They're like neon colors. They're super pretty. Okay, and then, oh my gosh, I don't remember how I did this. Oh, this is, okay, this goes here. 8. 1, 2, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5. That's the 8 one, I think. Oh, that's 8. That's 4. Okay, so you're gonna go dun, da, da. And then da, and da, oops, and da, and then da, there, and there. I think somebody else came in, or somebody left. Sorry, I got some pets. I got 2 cats and a dog, and oh, it's a cat. They're trying to see what I'm doing up. They're probably like, why are you still awake? Everybody else in the house is sleeping. And you're in here. So the blue is gonna go around the perimeter. Okay, and then this orange color is gonna go, oh, this is gonna be really pretty. Oh, it's gonna look so cool. Hey girl, can I come by the shop at some point this week to pick up some fabric and backing to make squares? Sure. We have a shop where you buy fabric from, and then we have a fabric room where if you're donating it back, you can pick up some stuff from there. So come by. We're open Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. So come by whenever you want. We're at 58 Legion Drive. I think you've been there. I don't know. Have we met? I don't know. I don't remember. I'm bad with names. Better with faces. Okay, so I'm going to start. I don't know what I'm doing. What am I doing? I think I'm going to sew this to this. That's how I'm going to start. To that. So this to this. Awesome. Yes, it would be to give back. Yeah. Then there's a room for that. But come on by. I will be there all week. So come on by. Me and Kat will be there. Or me and Kat and I don't know. We are going to work tomorrow, but we're not open on Mondays. And I have almost, I think, 100 emails to answer in my regular inbox. And then I have, of course, my spam inbox. And oh my gosh, it's gonna be an interesting day. Lots of emails to answer. I'm only there till I probably work till hard. I think. I don't know, we'll see how the week goes. Okay, so that's done. Oh, was I supposed to put that? I guess those become as white as that. I don't know. I feel like I might be. I don't know. Let's just see how this goes. So this is on the other side. Hey, no, come here. Oh, crapper. Come here. No bark. Why the heck she's barking? No bark. Miss Bunny. Ooh. Okay, so that goes back there. And so this to this. Not exactly sure about all this is supposed to go, but we're making it work. Okay. So I'm just sewing this down. When I do these lives, with that Donna sew along, I'm just sewing. I'm just sewing something and I try to tell you what I'm doing. But it's hard to just let's sew together. Let's just hang out. Let's have fun. Oh, such tiny pieces, I would cry. Thanks, Laura. I think the line is a great piece too. I sew them with tinier pieces. I know I'm a little nutsy, but that's okay. I'm a little nutsy, but it seems to be okay. Nobody seems to mind that I'm a little nutsy. All right. Okay, so I think I have to sew these three together, then sew the ends on, and then sew it to the line. Hi, Captain. Okay, so this is the top. The upper block, hang on. Okay, there's the upper part of the block. Oh my gosh, well, it still needs whatever it needs. Whatever we're doing, I don't know what we're doing. Okay, so this. So if you follow us on Facebook, we're going to do probably a live tomorrow with all our donations at some point. So that'll be fun. That's Quilts for Survivors Facebook group. I think I'm going to move it to maybe try to have it on YouTube as well, just because not everyone can access Facebook all the time. So we'll see how it goes. Okay. So that goes there. No, that goes there. Well, it could have went there too, but I realized there was a piece there, so. Tiny isn't harder. It's just smaller and a bit more of a pain. But it depends on if you want to make that quilt or that block or that little something. Then you need to use tiny little pieces. And some quilt shows have like little things, where you're making tiny little things. It's always fun. I'm just gonna press that so it's nice and flat. This one I'll just finger press. That's that. Okay, then I have to sew these ends on. I think that's the only way it's gonna go together, and it's row by row. So just trying to keep that 1/4 inch stitch length together too. A little bit of heat. The heat is definitely helping. That has a bit of. This is supposed to be not 2.5, 2. Yeah, listen. I just have a little bit of a thing that's sticking out just a bit, so I'm just gonna trim it. I do think I need to change my blade. It's not very sharp anymore. Oh, I have my piece here. I was like, I had a piece out. So I'm gonna need a piece on the other side. That. We'll press these and then we'll sew them to the lion. So we'll sew it to the lion. Go. Now the next piece we take on. I'm going to start sewing this one together now. It's the first color, right? It's the center. One. Where's the corner? Corner. Middle. I can just open it. Oh, corner. Corner. One. And one. And then the longer pieces go on the other side. Frames it really nice. Goes on the inside like that. Okay, and then these go next to the T-Rex. These seem too wide. I guess that's what they are. Okay. So we're going to sew these two together, just so I don't have to cut my threads. I don't want to cut my threads. And I'll have all 4 blocks. So the first 4 blocks of the 100 Modern Blocks by Tula Pink. Using Tula Pink fabric of my choice to make this block. Of my choice. I don't know if even all of this is her fabric. I don't know. But definitely fabric of my choice. Trying to make it look so this one too. Nice and fun. I'm sewing block. I'm finishing up block 3. I'm starting block. So I chain piece. So I need everything to kind of get together. A little bit of fun fussy cutting, some tiny pieces. Some only cut an inch by something. Can't give you all the sizes. It's not my pattern, but I can definitely have a lot of fun. Definitely have a lot of fun. There's no pressing instructions in it. There's no just cutting. But they look pretty simplistic. So I think there is a theme to there's different sections in the book. I'll check after I'm done blocks. So there's different sections and then there's theme to the different sections. So we'll check that out once I get all this sewn together. So that to that to that. So now this all gets the little guy sewn to him. The little short guy. So now we're gonna press this. Why? Woohoo! Look at that. Happy New Year. Oh, Happy New Year to you. It is a beautiful new year so far. I have no complaints. Things are we're having a good year. No complaints. Not a one. So I'm gonna fold this back so it's nesting. I'm starting out the new year very happy, very content. You know, the first 4 days didn't have to work. So that's nice. And just enjoying. The kids are back, behind the kid, getting ready for school. Everybody's sleeping, except the cat. He was walking around here. Um, back to work tomorrow, and just really enjoying everything. The holidays was really great. Exhausting, yes. I think I need to recuperate from my holidays, but it was really good. Really, really good. Yeah, really good, really good. A really good holidays. One of the most relaxing, fun-filled holidays I've had in years. And I'm not just saying that, I really mean it. We've had some. Oh, I'll go the next talk here. Some harder holidays. If you're a single parent, you're separated, it can be hard. When you're working with the divorced parent, the other parent, and it was good. And the kids are glad to be back home. Back, I don't know if they're happy to school, but and then we had a huge snowstorm, which just grounded us. We didn't really do much, didn't have to do much. That was nice. Able to stay in here and um not have to worry about going anywhere or doing anything. That was nice. We had in over 2 days, less than 48 hours, we had over 71 centimeters of snow. Not a record. I think it was 80 something, 83 or 86. I don't remember what year that was though. Centimeters of snow. So that was a lot of snow. And the city is still cleaning up. They actually are. Tomorrow is a snow day. Because roads are not plowed for the school buses. And it's been like a week. I just think that's ridiculous. That the schools weren't open, so the playgrounds and all the roads should be in better shape. But what do I know about snow? Right? I just think it should be done. Get her done. But Wallace and Joe, I drive them to school so they don't rely on a bus, so they go anyways. But it's just like, seriously? I just think of all the busy parents who are trying to, get back to that routine. And we could be told it's just no way. Not because it actually freaking snowed, but because the roads are. It's unnecessary, but again, I'm not in charge of what I personally would have had plows, crews, 3 crews, 8 hours each, or that's just me. Okay. So let's press this. This is block number 3. This is block number 4. This one here that I'm pressing is block number 3. Okay. Ta-da! Oh my gosh, the lion was such a good choice. And then the turquoise around it, I think that was great. We bounced around on streets of ice today. Oh, gross. We don't get snow day. I don't think it should be a snow day, personally, but what do I know? Isn't that pretty? I think that turned out so great. So that's block number 3. That's block number 2. Block number 1 is right there. Oh, you can't even see. There's block number 1. That was my very pretty. Yes, I think they look great. Waking anybody. Every time I hear someone move or breathe funny, it's like, is it me? Am I being too loud? We're almost done. Okay. Stitch this together, just like a 9-count, a small 9-count thing. Unclean patch. All of the blocks come out to 6.5, so they'll all be the same size, which will be really cute. And I don't have anything else cut, so I have to take them off. Okay, now I'm gonna sew this to this. Okay, one more. And in this one, the lion was the star. In this one, the T-Rex is a star, which is really cool. Okay. I'll have to cut some and just have them ready to sew another day. Here's my foundation paper blocks. You had blocks to do. We're getting there. But I haven't started anything else. But tomorrow, the quilting life block of the monsters. I'll show you the fabric that I'm going to use for that. So here is my block. Sorry, it was just pressed really bad. Okay. And I love the little T-Rex. He's so cute. Look at that. He's so cute. Okay. So there's the first 4 blocks. There we go. So I'm going to show you. They're all Tulip Pink fabric because that's all I'm using for that. Solids, true colors, different prints from different collections. So for the quilting life, block of the month this year. She said you needed 24 fat eighths, which is a half. Great fabric choices for all of those. Thank you. 24 fat eighths or 12. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, or 12 fat quarters. So I'm going to use, this was purchased for me as a Christmas gift, not this past Christmas, but 2024. So I'm going to use these colors for my quilting life. So some solids, some prints, and then I'll either use cream. Well, I have cream. I have a vanilla cream bolt of fabric, or I will use a gray or white for the background for these. I don't know what fabrics these are. I don't know where they came from. I mean, I know they came from a local shop. I have no idea whose fabrics these are. I have no idea where these fabrics came from. There's nothing on the salvages, so I don't know. So if you want to know where these came from, I have no idea. So we're just going to make it. So that's what I'm going to be, excuse me, be using for my quilting life sew along. I don't have a bin, I don't think. Well, I do. I have a little bit of a bin. There's a little container over here. Hold on. I always hang up my blocks when they're done, but I need something to put fabric. So this will be the fabric. And I'll see what she's doing with the background and decide what I want to use for the background. So there's my colors. And there's some solids in here. So there'll be some nice break color variations and things. So that'll be really fun. I think that'll be really fun. That's what I'm going to do. So those are my colors for that particular sew along. So yay, so there's my blocks. And then I'm keeping track of what I've made. So how many I've made. So I made 3 more. Now I have to do block number 5, which is super cute. And I think it'll be really quick and easy. But I'm going to head off to bed, or at least get ready for bed. Well, that's actually pretty easy. 4 squares, 2 short strips, 2 long strips. And I have ladybug fabric. So I could use ladybug fabric. I think I have ladybug. I know I used a lot of it when I started. I don't know if these will stay in order as the weeks go by, but I wanted to see if I had any ladybug fabric in here. Because that was what she had. And it'd be so cute if I did. I might have it in a bigger piece somewhere. I don't know if I have it in small strips over here. Ladybugs. Ladybugs. Oh yes, there is some. I don't know if it's long enough though. There is some because that one piece needs to be. Oh, that's not long enough. I could still use it. It's just needs it long enough. How big are the other strips? So I could use this. I would need one of them to be at least that long. Now I could sew these together. Would that be long enough? Yeah, we'll just sew those together, and then the other, yeah, I could just sew it together. Let's just do that. Let's just sew it together, and then it'll be long. So when in doubt, just sew it together. Okay. So I'm gonna. Ooh, I found the other fabric I want to use with it. This heart fabric. Okay. I'll press this one too. Just hopefully I get my 2 smaller pieces out of that one. I didn't even check how wide it was. It was not very wide. No. And then I need the 4 corners. I'm going to use that for my other strips. And then the 4 corners are something different. I'm going to use this. I just love this color. Did I use this color already? I don't think I did. No. I'm gonna cut this block and then wear that just because I got all excited because I'm like, I have ladybug fabric. Okay, so this is supposed to be. Where's my fabric? I was going to tell you what the theme is. Yeah. So I have my one strip, and then I need this one up for it is okay, it is. This two. So, that's done. And out of this fun fabric, we're going to cut little squares. We need 4 of them. Okay. There we go. That's gonna look so. Oh, sorry, I turned it a little bit. It's gonna look so super cute. Look at how cute that is. Okay, minus that. So this is block number 5. So again, I'm making 100 blocks with Tula Pink, modern 100 modern blocks. So I'm going to try to make them by June, beginning and June, 6 months. Maybe I have to make like half a block a day or something like that. So chapter 1, the blocks. So 1 to 15 is crosses, then rectangles, triangles, strips, squares, and haiku. And then there's tips and tools and then there's different quilts that you can make at the back. So once you're done all the blocks, and these are quilted. Pictures are I'm a little squirrel. Then there's 3 methods for choosing colors. I just did whatever I thought I could do. I'm just doing whatever. Trellis quilt is a throw size quilt that makes a perfect rainy day lounge on the couch. Roll up. So then they tell you how to make the different quilts. Just, kind of piece it together. I don't think I'm going to do that. I mean, what do I know? I don't really want to do that. I don't think that's the one I want. Skyline. Sure. Oh, it has, how many blocks do you need to make that? You need 70 blocks. Gridlock, you need 100. Oh, gridlock, you used all the blocks. Oh, that's kind of fun. She did it in colors. Maybe I'll just do something like that. Oh, and then there's city planner, and you use 100 blocks as well. Well, that's kind of cool too. Sliding scale, only 70. So I can use one of these two layouts, should I choose. Or I can do, I kind of like this one here, whatever that is. I forget what it's called, gridlock. It's kind of fun. It's like a bunch of little, I don't know, we'll see. I can also just make something else. Who knows? So there's my next block to sew together. How fun is that? All right, so if I sew one every day, I'm done in April. If I don't, then it's fine. But if I get all this done, like once I get this done, then I'm gonna start on the 100 blocks in this book. Alice's Wonderful Sampler Quilt. Now these are the same size from what I can gather. They're all 6.5, I think. I think they finish at 6.5. Yeah, all of them finish at 6.5, but they're different quilts. They're slightly more detailed, so that might be a little tricky. And I think some of them might be foundation paper, not foundation, applique or something. All right. Thanks for joining me tonight. I hope you had a great time. I hope you have a wonderful week, a good week up ahead. Doing whatever it is that you do. I'm back to work tomorrow, so I will come live on our Facebook with donations. I know there was some that I had picked up just before the holidays, and we will probably have some more at the post office tomorrow. So we will chat again soon. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, follow, and share, and go to our YouTube channel and subscribe so that you can stay informed on all the awesome things that we're doing here in my personal studio or at Quilts for Survivors. Again, I was sewing tonight with the 100 Modern Quilt Blocks by Tula Pink, and I have made 4 blocks so far. Block 1, block 2, 3, and 4. And I have 5 cut and ready to sew together right here on the table. And I'm gonna make my way off to bed. So have a good evening, everyone. I'm coming to you live from Timmins, Ontario, Canada, which is Eastern Ontario, and we will chat again soon. Chini Glitch.